And that's how I look at it. What makes him get more respect than me? You my next door neighbor, you know, I tell him, you got yours from your family. I got mine from the ground up, from hard work and dedication.
Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest ever. He's a brilliant defensive fighter. His speed, his boxing savvy. He's just a savant. He's just something special. No question about it. But I got to look at the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world.
Do it. Floyd's way is safe. Not in a punk, but it's like the safe way, like nothing ain't gonna go wrong. But that's how he fight. That's his characteristic.
Floyd Mayweather exploded after Stephen A. Smith downplayed his legacy, claiming that Terence Crawford could beat him. Stephen A. insisted Mayweather is not the greatest fighter ever, as Floyd often claims, and argued that Sugar Ray Leonard was far superior. He further stated that most of Floyd's best wins came at lightweight and that he failed to dominate at higher divisions. Smith also dismissed Mayweather's win over Canelo Alvarez as not that impressive, sparking outrage from Mayweather, who refuses to let such criticism slide.
Not just about your skill set. It's who you do it against.
Your level of competition. Is it possible that he's so far beyond his level of competition that he made it look easy?
Well, I think he did as a lightweight. When he went up to the welterweight division, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Now, if
taking out Canelo the way he took out.
Well, he just gave him a boxing lesson, but Canelo was 22 years old. See, I remember
That's an excuse, though. I don't like this, like he's 22, he's too young.
I will tell you this. Well, you know, you do have to take that into consideration.
The guy had 100 fights.
Well, let me explain. You have to take that into consideration when boxing is the issue. Now, if he got knocked on his ass, that's different. But when he simply got schooled, when you swinging a punch and Floyd is tapping you on your shoulder saying, I'm behind you, that's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? That's just a skill, like, you know,
we could credit Floyd with that.
Of course, I am crediting. I'm saying he's a brilliant boxer. You know, Floyd knew how to move before you even threw the damn punch. You see what I'm saying? You got to be a veteran to know how to overcome that. You can't put a novice into the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather. You understand? He's going to school you. What I'm saying to you is that if you want to make an argument on Floyd Money Mayweather's half, which I'm not summarily dismissing, I would tell you it's this. Floyd Money Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Boxing analyst Dawood Bey offered a deep analysis comparing Floyd Mayweather with Terence Crawford in light of Crawford's stunning performance against Canelo Alvarez. Bey admitted that, as a fan, he leaned slightly toward Crawford in a hypothetical matchup, but he emphasized the need for balance in the comparison. Crawford's win over Canelo was extraordinary, leading many to claim it was greater than anything Floyd had done. However, Bey reminded fans that Mayweather had also dominated Canelo, doing so when Canelo was still growing as a fighter. He stressed that dismissing Floyd's greatness in favor of Crawford is unfair because both fighters brought something unique to the sport. For Bey, the truth lies in the middle. Crawford deserves immense credit for defeating Canelo so convincingly, but Mayweather's earlier victory over Canelo was equally historic and shouldn't be overlooked.
That Bud goes about it a little bit better than Floyd in this sense. Floyd will when Floyd fought Canelo, he was standing right there. He wasn't running and all of that. He wasn't doing all of the stuff that they say, oh, runner, Mayweather's a runner. He wasn't doing that versus Canelo. He was right there. And I can't even really remember Canelo catching him like that, like with nothing. With Bud, I could remember Canelo catching Bud a couple times, but Bud, gave him the, all right, put your foot out. What's up? Boxing turn, boxing turn, boxing turn. And was really standing there and giving it to him with another type of energy. The energy is more so all right, what's up? You can't beat me. Floyd energy be Bop, I'm better than you. You see what I'm saying? They don't really be respecting that all the time. They'll acknowledge it yo, I ain't gonna lie, he hard to catch. But they be nah, you didn't beat me up. Bud go about his fights in a way where as though the Mexican fan base gotta be I ain't gonna lie, Canelo, he hollered at you. He came at you too. He didn't just be better than you. He was better, and then he was all right, I'm gonna come at you. And I think they really respect that. Shit, I respect it. I don't think it's not. I think the less you get hit, the better. I'm always gonna take it that way. So, you know what I'm saying? As a boxing fan, the kind of boxing fan that I am, I would have leaned towards Floyd's performance, but Bud's performance was If I'm a casual fan, I'd rather watch the way Bud do it.
Renowned trainer Boosie Ennis spoke passionately about Terence Crawford's standing in boxing. Responding to critics who question Crawford's achievements, Ennis stated that Crawford has consistently proven himself as one of the greatest of his era. He highlighted Crawford's willingness to face dangerous opponents, emphasizing that Crawford never backed away from risk. In Ennis's view, Crawford thrives when facing challenges, which separates him from many of his contemporaries. By constantly testing himself against elite competition, Crawford has carved out a place among boxing's all-time greats. Ennis urged fans to stop diminishing Crawford's accomplishments and recognize his rare combination of versatility, daring, and success.
I think he could have got the stoppage. He'll tell you that if he had to sit down a little bit more. But I tell you, Terence can fight and he can box. And he can fight. He'll fight this side. He take chances, man. You know what I mean? And that's how you be great, man. And he one of the greatest out there now. I think he's great. I think he's the best out there right now in that division. You know what I mean?
What's left?
For Terence?
Yeah.
If I was Terence, I would retire. That's what I would do. He did everything, man. He's done everything, man. You know what I mean? Look how many titles he done won. All that stuff, you know what I mean? I think I'll go off one in the sunset, man. You know what I mean? You don't need no more money. You know what I mean?
Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, believes his fighter still has a few major moments left in his career. According to Bomac, Crawford could take on 2 or 3 more big fights before considering retirement. He discussed the possibility of Crawford moving up to 160 pounds, noting that such a leap wouldn't just be about winning titles but about further cementing a legacy that is already Hall of Fame worthy. Bomac emphasized that Crawford has already secured his place in history by becoming undisputed in multiple weight classes. Still, the idea of adding more championships at higher divisions excites both the team and fans. He stressed that Crawford is no longer chasing validation. He is solidifying his place among the all-time greats by pursuing challenges that only legendary fighters dare to attempt.
For the second time. They can't take it away from him, neither.
Does this one mean more to you than the other ones?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It gives us the opportunity as a team to go into the Hall of Fame. Instead of a fighter going in there, instead of a coach going in there, it gives us a better chance of going there as a team.
Well, congrats on that. I know that means a lot to you and the team.
Definitely that.
You know, I asked Bud this after the fight 2 weeks ago. Would he consider this his signature win? He said, yeah, one of them. Do you think that was his signature win of his career?
Well, the last fight?
Yeah, the Canelo one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was the underdog. Everybody thought that, you know, he was going to get beat.
What's up?
That he was going to get beat. It surprised me.
So what's next for Bud? What do you want to see him do?
I just want to see him, you know, spend time with his family because, you know, training for a fight, you be gone a long time. You're going away from the family. And it could take a toll on you after a while. So,
as his trainer, do you feel like you should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
you know what? He made it look so easy. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2-3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Former world champion Timothy Bradley offered heartfelt praise for Terence Crawford's influence on the sport. Bradley explained that young fighters often struggle with doubt, especially when critics undermine their progress. Crawford, however, showed what perseverance and determination can achieve. Despite facing skepticism early in his career, Crawford consistently proved his doubters wrong with his performances in the ring. Bradley emphasized that Crawford has become a source of inspiration for the next generation by achieving what many believed was impossible, becoming a multiple-time undisputed champion across different weight divisions. For Bradley, Crawford represents more than just victories. He embodies belief, courage, and the idea that hard work can overcome any criticism. Today, young fighters look to Crawford not only as a champion but as a role model who embodies the spirit of never giving up.
Man, that you have become. You're a true inspiration to the youth, man. Anybody that's troubled, any troubled kid out there, man, they can look at you and say, hey, man, I got a fighting chance to get myself out the situation. All I got to do is make that choice. That's what you did, Crawford. You made that choice, man. You made that choice to change, bro. You know, you saw going down, man, years ago, man, in 2008, man, when that bullet came through that window, you knew you had to do something or you'll end up 6 feet under, bro. You know? So that courage that you had, man, and that will that you had and that mindset of change, man, and the gym, you know, grooming you and turning you into a man, because that's what boxing does. See, people don't understand, man, that boxing is more than just throwing punches. You know, boxing teaches you discipline. You know, it teaches you love for people, love for others, man. You know, working together. You know, you're there constantly every single day, man. You know, spending time there perfecting a craft, man. Perfecting yourself, understanding yourself, learning more about yourself each and every single day. You push it inside the gym. You know, boxing is more than just throwing punches, man. You know.
Boxing historian Oladipo reflected on Floyd Mayweather's journey, noting that it transcended boxing itself. Mayweather carefully crafted two personas, Pretty Boy Floyd and Money Mayweather, that captured the public's imagination. Early in his career, Pretty Boy Floyd was a fearless risk-taker known for delivering highlight reel knockouts. Later, Money Mayweather emerged as the ultimate businessman, mastering defensive boxing and turning every fight into a global spectacle. His pay-per-view success and unmatched ability to market himself made him a phenomenon beyond the sport. Oladipo credited Floyd's genius not only inside the ring but also outside it, highlighting that Mayweather created a business model modern boxers still strive to emulate. By blending technical mastery with entertainment, Floyd became more than a fighter, he became a cultural icon and the architect of boxing's modern economic era.